I'm James Walker, and this is Real Talk, Real People. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again this week. You know, for decades, minorities have complained that when they attempt to start a business, the playing field isn't level. I don't think that's a secret to anyone. We all know that that's the case. There has never been money available to the majority of Black people who want to start a business. Well, that has changed. My guests, I should say, are Deborah Cavanis and Diana Washington from the Southern Connecticut Black Chamber of Commerce. And they're here to tell you not only is money available to start your business, but how you go about getting it. Let's get them on the show and hear what they have to say.
Good morning. My name is Deborah Cavanis, and I am the president and CEO of the Greater Bridgeport OIC. We do job training, job placement, community and economic development. I'm also the co-founder of the Southern Connecticut Black Chamber of Commerce, and we specialize in working with Black and Brown businesses to help them build capacity and to also provide them with the resources that they need to either start a business or to sustain their existing business.
Great, and it's certainly something that we definitely need in the Black community. And Diana?
Good morning. I'm Diana Washington,
I'd like to introduce Diana because Diana never do herself any justice. Diana is the arm and the heartbeat of the Southern Connecticut Black Chamber of Commerce. When I tell you there is no one more committed to helping these businesses than her. She's up all night, early in the morning, trying to identify resources to help them become better businesses. And I just want to commend you, Diana, for all the hard work that you do, in case I don't say it enough. And I'm just so thrilled and so honored to have you as part of the organization.
Okay, Deborah, I'll pay you later for that. I'll pay you later, but thank you so much. Pardon me?
You got money?
Hey, $3, I'll give you $1.50 of it. Okay. I am the president of the Southern Connecticut Black Chamber. And as Deborah said, we are a business networking organization, and we serve in small minority and women-owned businesses in the greater Bridgeport communities. And our main function is to bring education and informational workshops. We provide access to bids through BidSync, which is a bid service, and normally you pay for it, but as a member of the chamber, we provide that service free. And we also do MBE certification, so that this allows our businesses to have a step up when they're going when they're looking to place bids or going for jobs. This gives them just that little extra to say, yes, we are certified, we are the best of the best. And like I said, our thing is to try and create a level playing field with the same tools, resources, and opportunities for our minority and women-owned businesses as their counterparts get. Because for so long, their counterparts have been given all the opportunities and the majority of the resources, and we've kind of been left behind. And so we try to make sure that they have the same opportunities to advance.
So Deborah, following that statement, what is the state of Black business in Connecticut?
Well, I can't say that I would be speaking on behalf of statewide. I can just say locally, because that's where the majority of our members are from. I think that in spite of all of the resources that are still available, for some reason, they're still not getting their fair share. I don't know if lack of communication from those who are offering the opportunities or what it is, but I can just tell you that we go above and beyond trying to make sure that the information that's out there, where there are opportunities, that they are informed of it.
Now, you talk about resources that are out there and that they're not reaching, a lot of it is not reaching the Black community. Why is that? And why isn't the Black community, or I should say the Black business people, more proactive in going after these resources and raising their voice to get them?
I think for the most part that they don't know about them. Pardon me, Deb, you talking? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead,
Okay.
Diane.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Exactly.
I feel that they're so busy trying to keep their businesses open that they honestly don't have the time to do the research to find out what is available to them. It was an eye opener when we've provided some of the workshops to say, for instance, through the SBA and the different forms, types of loans that they have out. A lot of them were not even aware of it. But then again, how can I put it? When they do apply for loans, especially through banks, a lot of times the banks still won't provide for them. They have a hard time if their credit score is low, and then 9 times out of 10, their scores are low because they've used their credit cards to finance their businesses. But really what we're trying to get across to a lot of our institutions, look at their paying history. How do they pay their bills? I mean, even if their credit score is low, but if they've been paying their bills on time, we'll take that into consideration. You know, it's a struggle. Like I said, they still get pushback from a lot of the banks and different lending organizations. So, and like I said, it's up to us, and I'm very passionate about it, getting those resources, the SBA, the Community Economic Development Fund, the Department of Economic and Community Development. All of those have loans and grants, you know, and this past year, the city of Bridgeport, through the American Cares Act, Deborah, was it?
Mhm.
That they provided 2 loans to businesses. And you'd be surprised how many of our businesses were not aware of it.
Well,
Because,
And if
go
I
ahead,
can
I'm
just
sorry.
if I can just add to that too, and Diana, is I think a lot of the small Black and brown businesses, when they see information that's out there about grants and loans, they don't think that it applies to them, that it's out for the larger companies.
Right, very
And
true, Deborah.
or they have had such bad experiences in the past with trying to get either a loan or a grant that they don't want anything to do with it. And to piggyback on what Diana said once again, is when DECD had a small business loan out, it was $5,000. A lot of the
Right.
businesses didn't think that they would even qualify, but through Diana's outreach and calling and encouraging the businesses, we had over 33 businesses that were approved
well,
to get that in. And it was their first time ever getting any kind of grant.
Well, I have to be frank here. I remember, you know, when I was senior editor of the New Haven Register, I had a lot of minorities contact me about DECD and the grants that they awarded and so forth. And it seemed the same people every year got the money, and those and the others were left behind. I'll give you an example. I had a woman who wanted to fund something for young women to teach them manners, social etiquette, this type of thing. They didn't think that that was important, so they didn't award them any money. And she was livid. And she says, if it isn't feeding us or giving us clothes or something like that, it's almost as if this stuff isn't important. And I had a lot of minority contractors would come to me and they would say, well, we're not going to get the bid. That's why we don't even bother anymore. Is there still that same attitude that, you know, they really feel they're going to jump through these hoops, do everything that they're supposed to do, and still not get any money? Is that still the predominant attitude among a lot of Black businesses, do you think?
Deb, you want to handle it?
I do, because I still come in contact with a lot of businesses that still feel the same way. But I'm of this mind frame, you have to be in it to win it.
That's correct.
So
And that's what I
even
used to
though,
tell them.
and then what I find that a lot of businesses don't do is when you don't get the bid, you have the right to contact that company and ask them why. And so if it was something that you fell short on, you'll know next time that's where your weakness was, and you need to strengthen that area. But a lot of them don't. A lot of them just get mad and they don't reapply when the opportunity comes.
But I think, to be fair to them, a history has a lot to do with this.
It does.
And
It does.
decade after decade of striving and so forth, being turned down, seeing just one or two be poster children for because once they allot you some money, they can always point and say, we gave this particular company or whatever money, so we are not selective. But that's not true. If you've got 100 people applying for money and 99 of them get it and they're white and one person gets it who is Black, that's not fair. That's not equitable. So what do we do? And that question goes out to either one of you. What can we do to reverse this? And not only just getting more money, but to reverse the thinking of a lot of these Black people who have been through this, have been turned down. How do we keep them positive and keep coming back, keep driving at it?
Well, I have to say, we just have to keep encouraging them to apply. And we have to be there to help them, walk them through the process. Because I have to admit, the SBA has come a long way. Last year, when they had the PPP loans out and the other loans, we went to them and we said, listen, our folks don't want to apply because they feel that, again, like you said, they're going to be turned down. Some of them honestly don't understand how to fill out the application. And we were able to host a workshop with the SBA. And what we did was we sent out the application to our businesses. And that night, the SBA walked our businesses through the application. So it took that fear away from them. And the majority of them were able successfully to get the loan. One of the other things we were able to accomplish with the SBA is to get them to drop the credit score. Because again, even though they are a federal entity, their credit score was kind of high. And again, like I said, a lot of our businesses use those their credit cards to keep their businesses afloat. And they did. They lowered the credit score and they brought on outside institutions that our businesses felt more comfortable with applying their loans. Instead of just going to a bank, they were now able to go through PayPal to apply. They had the credit unions that they could apply to, where the SBA had never done that before. And now the SBA has this new program, which thanks to Deborah, the Black Chamber is a part of, and it's called the Navigator Program. And what the SBA has done, they awarded, the program is broken down into hubs and spokes. And money was awarded to hubs, which in my case, it was the United States Black Chamber of Commerce. And then the hubs contracted out to other organizations where we are the spokes. We are the ones that are on the grounds. And our job is primarily to work with our businesses, to encourage them to look at the SBA, what they have to offer to minority and women-owned businesses, and to help walk them through the process. So like I said, Deborah was very instrumental in getting the Black Chamber, Southern Connecticut Black Chamber, the contract to be a spoke, as I said. So now I'm working with and I'm encouraging and reaching out to our businesses to see if they are interested in getting loans and then helping them to apply for them.
Now, Deborah, I'm going to give this question to you. There are many people who start businesses and don't have a grasp of actually what that means in terms of, you know, the finances and all the rest of that. Many small businesses are one person or two people operations, particularly these businesses that are, you know, starting out in the garage, so to speak. What can the chamber do to help these businesses, say, move out of the garage and into, say, a physical brick and mortar business, if that is the desire? What does the chamber do?
Well, one of the things that Diana and I have done very successfully is that as part of the Greater Bridgeport OIC, what I do, we provide workshops for aspiring entrepreneurs that are looking to start a business. It's a 6-week session, and it's more like an assessment if this is what you really want to do, is owning a business is right for you. And we go through the basics. We go through what type of business structure you're looking to have, how to apply, where you go for your license. We go through how to get your EIN number, where to register with the city of Bridgeport in the state, how to become an MBE certified business. But mainly what it covers is, are you the right person? And do you have what it takes to start and own a business? Because a lot of times when people are desperate, they say, well, I'm just going to start a business and start making some money. But everybody knows that that's not even realistic. And I find that during the pandemic, that has brought a lot of those aspirations out, because they were uncertain of their jobs. They had gotten laid off. They didn't know if they were going to, you know, be called back. So a lot of them decided that they were just going to start a business. But when it started, as my father used to say, when you start peeling down the onion, that's when they figured that maybe this is really not the best thing for me. So what we do is, after they go through the How to Start a Business workshop series, the next step is to help them start the business. And as they are in their business, we still keep a relationship with them and we help monitor them. And then when they get to the next level, that's when we encourage them to join an organization like the Black Chamber of Commerce or another business development organization.
Now, I'm kind of curious because obviously in my career as a journalist, one of the things I did was cover Chamber of Commerce events, you know, the After 5 events and so forth and so on. How successful, or I should say, where are we at with the Black Chamber of Commerce? Are you getting the business support you need? Are you, you know, do people kind of dismiss you because you're the Black Chamber of Commerce? Where do you guys stand right now here in Connecticut with Black businesses? And I'll give that to either one of you who wants to answer it.
Deb?
I don't think that when you say dismiss us, that could be further from the truth, because not only do we have Black businesses with the chamber, we have white, we have Hispanic, and we have others. In fact, every time that we go out and either participate in an event or give a presentation, there's always someone in the audience that says, we need to join your chamber. We need to get more involved. I think that we have built a very strong and solid foundation in Fairfield County. People know who we are. We've been very successful. We just celebrated 15 years, and you don't go the longevity if you're not doing what's right.
If you're not doing what you're absolutely right on that. You don't stay around if you're not doing a good job.
Especially not with our people. Diana, you want to speak about the annual event that we have every year?
Okay, at the end of the year,
Because that's your baby.
at the end of the year, we host a business awards and holiday gala. And what we do is we recognize usually 4 or 5 businesses that have gone above and beyond, you know, like Women-Owned Business of the Year, Business of the Year, Minority, what is it? Supplier, minority supplier, and you know, community advocate. And then it's just an amazing networking opportunity. We've been very fortunate to get some phenomenal people that help support it. This past year, we had M&T Bank, we had Newtown Bank, we had PSCG, we had Steel Point, and the list goes on. And each year we seem to be able to add more onto the list, which is very rewarding. And like I said, it's just a beautiful time where people get to know one another and just have a wonderful time.
Well, I have to say that everything I've heard here today is very, very positive, and that has not always been the case when we talk about Black businesses and growth. And I will just say Connecticut because we're here in Connecticut, but of course this goes around the United States. So it's very, very good to hear these positive stories, because I think Black business owners or potential Black business owners need to hear that. They need to hear that it's not going to be this long 20, 30-year struggle and then no fruit and all the rest of that. So
Right.
I think they'll be very happy with what you guys have talked about today and your level of enthusiasm and positivity, because that is without a doubt what it's about, and it is very important. Is there anything that you want to say before we get through here? Is there any question I've not asked you and you want people to know?
Yeah, what I'd like to go into a little more information about our gala. Not only is it a time that we recognize the outstanding businesses, it's an amazing opportunity to network with other businesses as well. And we always encourage our businesses to do business with our businesses. And that's what we always do when we look for services. And we were very fortunate to have several sponsors come to the table that we didn't even ask. And so we took that opportunity to let the small businesses know that these are the branches that are out there, like M&T Bank, who's looking to do business with your business. So now it's a good time for you to cultivate a relationship. And we also use that as a platform to highlight businesses that people ordinarily don't know about. Like this past year, the supplier of the year was Park City Harvest. They are Black farmers in our community that manufacture their own olive oil, and they make their own candles. And just about a handful of people out of almost 200 guests had even heard of them, but they were able to set up a vending table and they sold out, and they're still getting orders just from that event. So I think that the gala is more than highlighting small businesses. I think that it also drives economic development as well.
It all sounds good to me. And I just want to point out that I actually did an interview with a young lady. I'm trying to think of her name. She's from Bridgeport. She makes candles. And Annie's Essentials, I think.
Annie's Essentials, yes, on Connecticut Avenue. That's right, she does.
I did a podcast with her. I did a podcast with Samantha Williams. She runs an online business called Sam's Word. And
yes.
She's been
In
very
fact,
successful.
We've
Isn't
had
she one of our
her.
members?
Yes. And we did last year for Women's Month. We did a Zoom event celebrating women, and she was one of our guest speakers. Her, Diane Winston, Sharon Skyers. Yeah, they were.
I've done quite a few of these because that was the intent when I first started this, was to highlight Black businesses. So ladies, I really do appreciate you coming on and providing us with this information. And I really do wish you all continued success. I don't think you really need my best wishes because it looks like you're just on the right track. So I certainly appreciate it. You've been listening to Real Talk, Real People. If you would like to be on the show, if you have an idea for the show, give us a call at 203-605-1859 or drop us an email at realtalkrealpeoplect@gmail.com. You folks have a good week and we'll talk again next week.